What's up, everybody? This is Adam with Adrenaline Cycle coming at you with a video today. This one is from the dealer show as well, and we're talking about the new Outlander 850 and 1000 platforms. Got quite a bit of changes on those. Actually, a new frame, a whole new rear suspension, and the biggest news is a redesign on the motor. So, stay tuned, enjoy the video here, and we'll show you some of the cool features that this new ATV has. All right, guys, so what we're looking at here is the all-new redesigned engine. As you can see, it comes with the P-drive on it from the factory. That's a huge upgrade. We've seen that on several side-by-sides in the past. New valve covers we have on these instead of the plastic ones before on the V-twins. We also have a coil and not the old just plug and wire on there. A nice intake plenum, big large intake to feed this beast to make it have 100 horsepower. New location for the starter as well, guys. Before you'd have to remove the clutch cover to get to it. On this new designs, it's stuck between the cylinders, so it's going to make servicing, in the long haul a lot easier if you have to replace the starter. Great design, great idea, and helps keep it away from the header heat. Also, standing back here looking at it, you'll see that the P-drive clutch is, really similar to what we have in, the side-by-sides. Right here, you'll see there is a good spot here for, all the timing chain components. And then down here we got, your oil level check, oil filter in the traditional spot. It's still the cartridge style. It's not a spin-on as of yet. Oil cooler down here in the front. Again, they're trying to keep these things cool because we know the cooler the oil is, the better the life of the oil is, and it extends the life of these engines. Talking about here at the top again, this insert coil top, plug cover here is going to be, great to have. It's going to eliminate, arcing over, the traditional wire going down to your spark plug like on the older style engines. As well as these are dual cams. Right here you'll see, a huge timing chain tensioner. I mean, you look how much beef this has instead of being thin plastic. I mean, at least it's got some bulk to it so it won't deform and possibly cause, some timing issues down the road. Here's a bunch of new sensors that they have on this engine to help track everything being new. So you got all this stuff here, just making an awesome engine with 101 horsepower and 1000 cc lineup. So like I said, this is going to be huge for, the ATV lineup, and I'm sure we'll see it across the board. Over here, we're looking at the frame. You'll see on my left side is the old style, the right side is the new style. And they've changed quite a bit of it. You see here, we got a lot higher shock mount location, some big high clearance A-arms, and looking, if you're looking at it, be on your right side. That's the old style, what's out right now. So they're definitely changing it up, making performance enhancements as well as suspension. It all ties together, guys. You can put a ton of horsepower in a unit, and if you don't do certain things to the frame and the suspension geometry, I mean, it doesn't matter. You can have 1000 horsepower, but if you can't get it to the ground, it doesn't do you any good. So BRP's been working on that, the high clearance arms, moving things around, getting better geometry. We'll come to the back here and take a look. And this is the biggest difference I've seen. The traditional one here, you'll see it be on your left-hand side. That's what everybody's got right now up to 2024. A nice shock bolted on like basically one arm. Now you got the traditional A-arm style, high clearance, big shock on there. You got the sway bar in a lot better position, so it should help keep more traction down on this unit. So at the higher speeds and the more performance you have, you're going to have better traction and better control based on this style of suspension over what we've had in the past. But all in all, I'm glad to see some of these big swing, big changes on the ATV platform going forward. I'm just excited to get one of these here in the shop so we can take that thing around and give it the what's to, and make sure it really just not looks wise, it actually is beneficial, which I think it will be hands down. So we'll take another look here and get over to the main unit and talk a little bit about it. All right, guys, we're over here at the main unit, and like I said, so we've seen the engine and we've seen the underside of it for the suspension, but this is when it all comes together here. The color, this is a XTP, so it's like a battleship gray color with a really nice, Can-Am yellow. You got to have that. But in with that, this unit comes with some, features that you don't have on other ones, like the beadlock wheels is a huge one here. Really like that. I think they're 27-inch tires. Really nice. You know, again, this is the XPS brand, which BRP is, you know, swapping over from Maxxis and other tire companies like that. Come around the front here, they got an integrated light bar on here. You got a winch. The light bar is an added accessory. Come up top, this is standard. It's a nice little storage box. You can put, you know, your toe straps in here, you know, a little box, a little small cooler, soft cooler. Just anything like that you'd want to have in here and have quick access to. Easy to get to, you know, don't have to have any tools to lift it up or anything like that. We'll also talk about, you know, we talked about the suspension and stuff here, as well as this really nice bumper comes on it. Stepping back a little bit, we'll see here some other features that the XTP comes with. Obviously, you know, the branding here, but here we don't have to have push pins anymore, guys. Those are just, you know, little quick releases. You reach in with your hand and turn those. Again, the seat's got a little bit of color in it, a really soft seat with like a gripper texture on there. So again, BRP's, you know, upgrading the game here on all aspects of this. Really nice spot here to put your phone in. It's got an integrated spot there, so you can charge your phone and use, you know, that opportunity. Giant fat bars with markings on them, so you can roll the bars forward or back to get that excellent position you want. And these are raised up a little bit too, guys, so you get a little more of a, you know, sport riding position on it. Coming around to the back here, again, this is a really nice box integrated into this, so you get plenty of storage here. And what you can do is you can take it in or out, which I definitely leave it in, but it's just Q-linked in. You can unhook them, works really easy. You can unclip it, take it out, or you can clip it and leave it back in, which, like I said, I'd leave it in. It does come on this model to give you that flat deck on the back. If you wanted to put a box over this, you can. Also here on the back, we got a really nice bumper to match the one on the front. Just, you know, great color. It provides, you know, protection for the tail lights and stuff. And the exhaust. We're digging this exhaust. It's a much needed update and change. Gives this thing a much more sportier look than what people have had in the past. So that's really good. Again, Q-Link, you know, spots all along the back here, so you guys can keep things secured from the BRP, you know, Q-Link lineup, you know, storage boxes, soft bags, whatever you want to put on there. The Q-Link's got you covered. Coming on around here, you know, it's got small little fender flares on here. They're not huge, but again, you know, for the tires that's on it, it works great. You know, if you got bigger, wider wheels and tires, you might want to upgrade. Do like the aluminum hand guards that's on here. Really strong, robust, and they got the little plastic matching cover that goes on there. We've seen that in the past. Again, this thing has ITP, ITC. It's got, you know, four-wheel diff lock, all that good stuff on here, guys. So I mean, it's a monster, ready to go to the woods and do whatever you want it to. I mean, if you want to go racing or whatever, it can do that. Here's the traditional screen that we've seen on X3s for the few years. They're carrying over on this lineup. Really nice, big, easy to see information when you're going down the trail. Again, just a sleek look. Really overall, the design looks a lot better than years in the past. They do have things you can put up there as well. Coming back around the front, these do have signature lights on here. I should have went over that sooner, but they're tucked up in there, really nice, reminiscent of the Defenders and X3. So watch your eyes right here, guys. It's about to get bright. Okay, so you can see there, they look good. I definitely think that's another nice feature. Again, we're not reinventing the wheel here, but little, you know, add-ons like this to me does show that the ATV lineup is still alive and well, and BRP is still putting money into that lineup, so you guys can get a quality ATV and, you know, be able to enjoy this machine out on the trail and not have to worry about, you know, just riding, you know, outdated machines. Over here, guys, we're going to talk about the XMR Outlander. The color, the silver and red's awesome. This is a complete new look. Oster Cruiser had a lot of influence on this. We spoke to him a little bit. You know, again, the color is awesome. The highlights on the red coming through the body panels like this for protection to help hold the radiators and everything up out of the mud is awesome. Looks really good. One good thing I like is the bumper and the winch mounted up higher than in the past. And also now you get synthetic rope. That was one of my biggest pet peeves with BRP. I mean, the synthetic rope on a winch is needed, point blank, period. If anything else, just for safety, guys. Especially if you're in the mud, you know, them steel cables rust. So this is just a no-brainer. Oster Cruiser said he pushed really hard for that. And I told all the people at BRP they need to do that as well. Coming on back here, we got the highest spot here for your snorkels and your air intake. So, I mean, you'd have to be chest high. I mean, you have to have pretty much the whole entire thing under the water before you really started suffering any, catastrophic, water intrusion. Also, this has again the big, what I'm used to seeing in the side by sides, dash. Nice grab handle here. It's like rubberized, so it's really nice. It lets you get a handhold on it. So if you're trying to, pull it from side to side to get that extra traction you need in that big soupy mud. One thing Austin Cruiser was talking about, now this is new for me, is the bit down angled grips. It'd take a little bit to get used to probably, but ultimately at the end of the day, it's going to be useful to, again, get that leverage, especially if somebody's trying to help you move it over. Looking in here again, we got another nice spot to put your radio. I'm not going to call it waterproof. It's probably rain resistant, but if you sync that up, I probably wouldn't leave my phone in there, guys. Some other things is it is smart lock technology in the diff and things like that. Again, the seats getting color again, we like that. Super soft like they've always been, and that grippy texture is also another good feature. Looking down at the footwells, you'll see a big aluminum aggressive cut tread foot peg, so that gives you just a ton of grip in that mud and slop. And then also it's got big holes down there so that mud drains through. Coming around to the back, we see the nice matching bumper. We also have the big nice center exhaust, which is reminiscent of the Mav-R. And then again, that rear A-arm suspension that they're going away from the trailing arm style. This rear rack's nice. I like it. I like that it's over molded so you can really get a hold of it here. If you are trying to pull out of a mud hole or you get down in a rut or something, you can really get a hold of it. Yeah, it is plastic, guys, but I'm telling you, it feels as stiff and strong as a metal one on any other, metal racked ATV. So coming back up front here again, we'll look at some of the dash controls. Like I said, you got the braking control and the clutch. Again, this one's got the P drive in it as well, so it's going to shift good, do good. This does have, I believe these are XPS tires as well, so you're away from the ITP Cryptids, and BRP again is pushing their own brand tires, which is fine. As you can see, I'm sitting there trying to think of what they was, but it is Cryptids is what I was trying to come up with. And like I said, guys, it's really overall a great color, good looking four-wheeler in person. If anybody's in the market for one of these, don't be hesitant. I think, like I said, the 101 horsepower is going to be a monster on this thing. The aftermarket tuners get their hands on this thing. It's going to be huge. And I mean, I don't know if they get 120 horsepower out of that, but it's going to be a monster. Slap you some super big, 35-inch tires on there, some portals, and I mean, own any mud hole you want to get in. All right, guys, we're over here at the XMR Renegade. This one didn't get a lot of changes, but it did get colors, and that's one thing we do want to show here as well. That's one of the main reasons we go to the show, not only to see the changes that have been made as far as big swings like on the Outlander and on the four-seat Mav-R, but on the ATVs here as well. Like I said, the Renegade, not so much. It's still got the traditional trailing arm type suspension, and you'll see that here. But the color, I'm loving that. They call it some kind of blue, stratic blue or something color, but to me it's like a bluey gray color with this orange accent, which is killer looking. So this one again, like I said, it's cable winch. I don't know why, guys, it's just what they do. But you got the big high intake here on this one as well, which is traditional in the 2024. Same setup, really nice hand guards. So they didn't change a whole lot, but the color is the main thing. I do like the color matching hand guards again, really nice on the metal frames, which is really good. And that's a cast aluminum, guys, so they're still really strong. You do get the beadlock wheels, and this one still has the Cryptid tires. Has the big cut open, footwells and the big, aluminum cut footwell, or what do you call that, Josh? Foot what? Footwell. Yeah, footwells and foot peg. And then looking at that, you saw the engine there. It was also a, just the traditional, what we've known V-twin engine, so it's not the new updated engine. It still has, like the composite valve covers, not the aluminum, not the, not the new engine in the 2025 Outlanders. I don't know why they didn't change it. It'll probably be next year, guys. So that's just something, we'll have to deal with. Exhaust stayed the same. Just biggest thing is color on this.